Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about the Landraider Redeemer. And like how the Landraider Crusader was an evolution to the design of the Landraider Phobos, the Landraider Redeemer, on the other hand, is an evolution to the design of the Landraider Crusader. Now, there are some key notable differences between the Redeemer and the Crusader, of course, but I'll get to that in a minute. But first, very, very short history on the tank itself. The Landraider Redeemer is essentially another assault heavy battle tank, and it found its prominence during I believe, the siege on the planet Grissin, when Captain Jarek Thoros had encountered difficulties removing the natives from the entrenched positions which they occupy within the hive cities. Now, Exterminatus was not an option in this particular situation, so he had ordered his tech marines to essentially build a tank that would literally win them the war, and it was this particular tank which helped ended the siege on Grissin and brought back the planet Grissin into Imperium fold. Now, talking about the tank from a tabletop perspective, let's mark the key differences between the Landraider Redeemer and the Landraider Crusader. Obviously, first things first, instead of a hurricane bolters on the side sponsons, you get these things, which are essentially flamestorm cannons. Flamestorm cannons are template, so the flame teardrop template, strength 6 AP3, and instead of having a transport capacity of 16, the Landraider Redeemer has a transport capacity of only 12. Now, points costs, or rather codex entry first, it takes up heavy support slot, all that stuff, same thing like how all the other Land Raiders work. So I'm not going to bore you with those details again. But it costs only 240 points. Now I say only, but that's still a colossal point sink. But essentially to me what that says is that it essentially has a free upgrade if you actually bump it up to the standard point cost of a Land Raider. So what I usually do when I field this particular tank is that I give it a multi-melter. Simple, because I need this thing to actually do more shooting. So if I'm going to actually do more shooting, I might as well make it a one single high-powered shot. But regardless, it comes with the same twin-link assault cannon like the Landraider Crusader and frag assault launchers, which on this tank I actually have modeled on. Now, transport capacity of 12 really isn't as much compared to the Crusader, and I'm not a fan of the flamestorm cannons, I have got to admit, because the range is an issue. Yes, half the time I'm actually driving this thing up, and I'm usually in enemy forces phases if this thing doesn't get blown up by turn 1 or 2 or anything like that. But it's just, it doesn't really do much in my experience. Most of the time, if I do end up deploying the either the Terminator squads or the assault marines inside there, it's usually going to be against hard-hitting units, and this thing most of the time would be in support. Now, as you can probably tell, I'm not sure if it's worked out like this for me. So essentially, they come out from here, and what I would do with the Crusader is that I shoot from the front. I shoot everything, and I usually help support the assault from that point, being able to take out like maybe 1 or 2 guys. But this thing, on the other hand, can't do that. So I'm sort of at a disadvantage from that point. Only the assault cannon probably can do that. So yeah, and any opponent would be smart enough to actually keep away from the range of the templates. So half the time I notice that the 2 flamestorm cannons really don't do much for me, but there is a strong possibility that I'm just playing this tank wrong. it just doesn't do it for me, this tank. It's nice. I do like the design of it. I love the fact that it made an appearance in a Dawn of War 2. But overall, it's probably my not my favorite Landraider. The Landraider Phobos has range, and the Landraider Crusader has a lot of firepower. This thing tries to meet somewhere in terms of power and transport capacity, but I just feel it falls halfway through, and it's not really good. If you're going to spend points on the Landraider, I say just take the Landraider Crusader. If you want it to be long-range shooty Landraider, just take the Landraider Phobos, but the Crusader isn't my favorite tank. Not in the standard 40k game. Now with Apocalypse, on the other hand, now there's a different story. I believe it's the Hellstorm Assault formation or something like that. That's why I have 3 Landraider Redeemers, sorry. So essentially what happens is, I believe it's strength 4 base, the Hellstorm template, which is the Apocalypse gigantic flame template. And you add +1 for every flamestorm cannon that's being shot. So 3 Land Raiders combined in Apocalypse, and you get a strength 10 AP3 flame template, which is, well, let's just say for me it's a wow. It's a complete wow. But yeah, in normal 40k games, I'd probably not take this tank, honestly speaking. With that said, that's of course my personal opinion. It's still a wonderful tank. I love Land Raiders. And yeah, that's all I have to say for now in this video. So this is the last the last Codex Land Raider entry before I move on to the more delicious stuff. And next video, I'm going to talk about the Land Raider Prometheus. So yeah, looking forward to that. See you guys.